Right now at 6, a brand new small business burglarized just days after opening.
And everything going so good, it was kind of just like a shot to the gut.
Plus, joggers and cyclists unnerved by a disturbing attack on a southeast Portland trail.
I just don't feel safe.
I do kind of run with a swivel on my head.
Then the urgent warning about one of the burgers on McDonald's menu now linked to illnesses in 10 states. The ingredient investigators say could be responsible. And later,
It's really polarizing topic.
What prompted a federal civil rights investigation at Portland State University?
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. First at 6, a rough welcome to the neighborhood for some new businesses in southwest Portland that are getting broken into.
Let's get right to Blair Best live in the Goose Hollow neighborhood. Blair, it seems like folks trying to make a go of it just cannot catch a break.
That's right, David. And take a look at this pizza shop behind me, for example. You can see one of their front windows is boarded up. And if you come around the corner and take a look at this side window, nearly shattered from a bullet hole, all signs of recent break-ins. And unfortunately, you can find this on all the shops up and down this block. New business owners are now calling these break-ins almost like a rite of passage for working downtown.
This surveillance video shared with KGW shows the early morning break-in at Rush Bowls, a Southwest Portland smoothie shop on Jefferson Street. It took the thief all of 30 seconds to smash the window, pry open the register, and run away with $250 in cash.
It was kind of just like a shot to the gut.
This happened Saturday around 5 a.m., days after the shop's grand opening.
That really hurt because we're trying to do something so good for the community. Feedback's been phenomenal. And then for this Yahoo to come in and do that, it broke my spirit for a little bit.
And he's not alone. Across the street,
it seems like it's going to be about $1,000.
Signs of another break-in welcome customers at Bold Coffee and Books, also a new addition to the Goose Hollow neighborhood.
So our grand opening was this Friday, Saturday, Sunday that just passed, and Friday morning our staff arrived to a broken window.
Lucky for them, the thief left empty-handed.
We knew this was a risk. You know, this is not an unheard of thing that is happening in Portland right now.
From January to August of this year, Portland police data indicates there have been 2,881 burglary cases reported citywide, compared to 3,468 during the same period last year. But despite the drop in numbers, longtime business owners,
25 years,
like Kevin Shelby at Bellagio's Pizza,
it's kind of repetitive,
don't know how much longer they can cut it.
We need help. We need more patrolling, more something, because it just is going to drive us out of business.
As we're all saying in the neighborhood, kind of a rite of passage, but does that really need to be a rite of passage in Portland? I don't think so.
Now, there have been no arrests made in any of these cases, and today Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler tells us he sympathizes with these owners and encourages them to reach out to Prosper Portland for help covering repair costs. David, Christine.
Yeah, worth noting the suspect in that video did not even bother to cover his face. Thank you, Blair. In your headlines, federal officials say E. coli poisoning linked to McDonald's has sickened at least 49 people in 10 states, including Oregon. The infections were reported in late September and early October and stemmed from the fast food chain's Quarter Pounder hamburgers. One person died. Some 10 others have been hospitalized. Investigators say they are focused on onions and beef. In a statement, McDonald's says initial findings suggest some illnesses are linked to onions from a single supplier. The chain has removed the Quarter Pounder from the menu in some states, including in Oregon.
The family of a man stabbed to death on a MAX train in Portland has filed a $1.6 million wrongful death lawsuit against TriMet. In March, 51-year-old Michael Brady was killed on his way home from work when another passenger began stabbing him. The suspect has a history of violence and mental illness and told police he heard voices in his head. Brady left behind a wife and a young son. The lawsuit alleges TriMet knew it had dangerous riders and failed to give Brady adequate warning, or else he would have found a safer way home. TriMet has not commented.
The suspect accused of pulling out a shotgun and shooting at a mom and her 2 kids following a Vancouver road rage incident has now been ordered by a court to surrender all his firearms. Arik Odegaard, who faces 3 counts of assault with a firearm, had his bail set at $500,000. Authorities say this sparked on I-5 Sunday evening and continued into the neighborhood where the drivers live. When the mom apparently tried to take down the other vehicle's plate number, police say Odegaard fired through the windshield. No one was hit. Odegaard is due back in court a week from Monday.
In Washington County, the murder trial for a decades-old case is on hold after opening statements were postponed. According to court documents, one of the key witnesses died last Friday. Investigators don't think it was connected to that person's testimony. Now, both sides are trying to figure out next steps. Robert A. Trops from Newburgh is accused of killing his estranged wife, Deborah, more than 30 years ago. But he wasn't arrested until last year after investigators took another look at the case. Deborah was reported missing after Robert called police saying she disappeared and never picked up their daughter.
And Vancouver residents will have a chance to meet one of the finalists in the city's search for its next police chief. Interim Chief Troy Price will take questions next week during a moderated discussion. Price is looking to succeed Jeff Morey, who retired earlier this year after about 2 years on the job. Next Wednesday night's event will be held at the Evergreen Public Schools Administrative Service Center. It starts at 6:30. You can RSVP on the City of Vancouver's website.
Okay, time for a little weather. Take a look at this. Starting to look a little more like winter at Timberline Lodge there. Today started off with a frosty morning with a fresh layer of snow there falling overnight. But you can see here in this time lapse, did not hang on for too much longer after that sun came out. It was pretty well gone by the time 4 p.m. came around.
A little snow, a little sunshine, right?
Yeah.
Meteorologist Joe Adair here with a first look at our forecast. Hey, Joe.
Hey there, David and Christine. Well, that fresh layer brought about 3 to 4 inches of snow earlier today. Now, like you said, it is gone, but we are going to be looking at some very cold mornings ahead. We saw that earlier this morning with temperatures in the upper 30s, low 40s. Over in Hillsborough, 35 degrees, just above freezing. Now, we're getting that point in October and fall where you might want to make sure you have that extra layer, maybe a sweater as you head out the door tomorrow morning, because I'm tracking more cold air heading into tomorrow. Overnight lows tonight will be dropping down into the mid to the upper 30s in a few locations and into about 42 degrees at the Portland International Airport. Here's a live look now over in Cannon Beach with temperatures along the Oregon coastline in the low 50s. It's a great end to your Tuesday night. As we look at the weather headlines, that fall feeling is going to be kicking in over the next couple of mornings with the upper 30s, low 40s. Definitely feeling that chill in the air. Along with that chill in the air, there's a frost advisory that will be in place throughout parts of the metro area and really up and down the I-5 corridor. The good news is we do see some morning fog with some dense fog at times, but by the afternoon we'll be seeing plenty of blue skies ahead. And there's another live look of downtown Portland with temperatures in the upper 50s. Enjoy the sunny and crisp, very crisp conditions we're going to be seeing, because I am tracking some big changes heading into the later part of this week and next weekend.
Yeah, that fall feeling, a good way of putting it. Thank you, Joe. A Multnomah County grand jury has indicted a man accused of jumping out of the bushes on the Springwater Trail and attacking a jogger.
Libby Dowsett joins us live from southeast Portland. Libby, police think there could be more victims.
They do think there might be more victims, and they want information from the public. This is where the attack happened. You can see right along this trail, police say along Johnson Creek Boulevard in southeast Portland, the suspect passed a woman jogging on the path, then veered his bike into a bush and jumped out and attacked her. Police say the suspect is 33-year-old Anthony Hill.
As she approached the area, he came out of the bushes with his zipper down, and he was holding his genitals, and he tried to grab her.
Detectives say the woman was able to get away.
This woman indicated that she thought she was going to be raped, and that explains why she got out of there as fast as she could.
Authorities released Hill's photo to see if anyone else has had similar experiences with him, since the path is popular with women and other joggers and riders.
That seems like it would be a very safe time to be out jogging alone, and I think a lot of people do jog alone.
As a woman, especially as a small woman, and my bike skills aren't that great yet, I just don't feel safe.
I think it really comes down to situational awareness. Have your head on a swivel, always look around you, whether you're male or female.
I do kind of run with a swivel on my head, you know, because down by the tracks and the bridges, there tend to be a lot of people camping out.
In connection with the attack in September, a Multnomah County grand jury indicted Hill last week on one count of attempted sexual abuse in the first degree and public indecency. He was already in jail in Clackamas County and is now behind bars in Multnomah County. And court records also show he faced indecency charges in 2020 and 2021. He pleaded guilty in those cases. Back to you.
Libby Dowsett on the Springwater Trail. Thank you, Libby. Straight ahead at 6, a federal civil rights investigation now underway at Portland State, the likely connection to campus unrest.
And later in sports, it is tip-off eve for the Trailblazers. The big expectations now after a season riddled with injuries.
Plus, a look at what Washington elections officials are doing to make the ballot count more transparent. For more watchdogs to a live stream you can watch from home. That's ahead at 6:30 on The Story, only here on KGW.